So it's coming up to a very, very social time of the year. People are going to want to be going out for meals, people are going to be going out for drinks, and ultimately it is one of the biggest bottlenecks in one's fitness journey, because how the fuck do you navigate going out for 5 meals and 6 lots of Christmas drinks over the course of December? Don't worry, I got you, because there are multiple ways on how you can help navigate that while still guaranteeing that you make fat loss progress, but also not sacrificing the enjoyment that these things bring you. So the first thing is, let's talk a little bit about alcohol. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of booze going around in December, right? The best kind of thing that I can advise you to do when approaching alcohol with your fat loss journey is plan ahead of time. So for example, if you're going out for a do, if you're going out for a party, if you're going out for Christmas drinks, whatever it is, plan ahead beforehand. One of the worst things you can do is just kind of wing it, because when you wing it, you kind of lose control of how many you're drinking and ultimately how much alcohol you're putting in your body, and therefore also the amount of calories that you're putting in. But you also don't want to be that person who's tracking on MyFitnessPal how many cocktails you've had whilst on the dance floor in the middle of pop world. So plan ahead of time. Literally, before you go out, track on MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck or whatever calorie tracking app that you're using how many drinks you're going to have. Granted, you might not stick to it to a T, but it at least gives you some idea of what you're going to be drinking. Second bit of advice, drink spirits and diet mixers instead of pints and wine. Obviously, we drink pints and wine just as kind of like a little bit of a social one. I mean, like if you turned up with like a triple vodka Red Bull in your first drink at 2 p.m, people are going to look at you a little bit funny. So drink your wine, drink your beer to begin with. I usually limit it to about 2 or 3 and then move on to diet mixers and spirits, because the difference between the two is a pint of beer is roughly around 180 to 200 calories. A spirit and diet mixer around 50 to 60 calories. So the calorie difference between the two is huge. Now let's talk a little bit about going out for meals. So my 3 tips to help with going out for meals, especially around the Christmas time, are as follows. Firstly, remember that you going to a restaurant is more about the experience of that restaurant rather than the food itself. And that's going to sound really, really, really weird, but think about it. If it was mainly down to the food itself, we wouldn't really go to restaurants, because we live in a time and age where you can literally get whatever food you want from whatever restaurant you want within reason from the touch of your fingers on Deliveroo, Uber Eats, or Just Eat. So we go for a restaurant to eat out rather than necessarily ordering from Deliveroo all the time, not just because of the astronomical delivery fee that Deliveroo do, sort it out lads, but because of the experience, getting ready, you know, the ambiance of the place, having a couple of drinks beforehand, having a lovely, lovely time of getting everything served to you. So it's more to do with the experience rather than the food itself. So I recommend having something to eat beforehand. I'm not saying have a massive meal beforehand, because that's just going to ruin your food at the actual restaurant itself. Have something light, a couple of scrambled eggs, a slice of toast, a protein shake, a protein yogurt, whatever it is. Just have something really, really light beforehand, and you're going to be way less likely to overeat when you're actually at the restaurant itself. Second bit of advice is pick either having a dessert or an alcoholic beverage, because as I said previously, alcoholic beverages can be relatively high in calories, especially if you go for a beer or a wine. Once again, so is desserts. Desserts are sweet. They are very, very high in fat, very, very high in sugar, and we eat them mainly for the taste rather than because they fill us up. So if you've got to pick between one of 2 things that you consume mainly for the taste or the buzz that you get from it, pick one or the other. If you pick a dessert, don't have an alcoholic drink, have a diet mixer or some water. If you have an alcoholic beverage, then just don't have a dessert, have a starter instead. Pick one of the 2 things and you're going to be able to conserve calories while still making sure that you're getting the taste in that you wanted. And finally, and here's a really, really, really big one, send me an email or comment on this video below, because I actually have an ultimate eating out guide which I'd be more than happy to send you. All you've got to do is just DM me on Instagram, send me an email on kieran@kphealth.co.uk, or comment below and I'd be more than happy to send it through to you. If you like this video, give it a like. If you've got any questions, comment below, because I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you want to see any more content exactly like this, then make sure that you're following my Instagram at k.p_health or subscribe to this channel. Enjoy December and don't feel restricted or sacrificial. Peace.